Hello and welcome to my channel Inspo Vibes with SK. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. For those of you who are watching my video for the first time, this is a place where you will find stories that are taken from daily life to help you remain inspired in your daily life. A new video, a new story, a new thought every Wednesday. So today I'm going to talk about an aunt of mine from my village, and let's call her Gurjinder Kaur. That's not her real name, by the way. So this aunt Gurjinder Kaur, I remember so vividly amongst all my relatives. Why? Because every summer vacation when we went to my grandparents' place, it was 4 in the morning that we would get the best sleep, because all night due to the power cuts it would be so warm and the mosquitoes would be fighting with us all night. And it was that time of dawn when the mosquitoes, I think, probably got tired and went off to sleep, and it was cool, quiet, and we wanted to sleep. It was then that Aunt Gurjinder Kaur decided to start her morning prayers. And believe me, her morning prayers were like they could wake up the entire neighborhood. So while she would be walking around the house doing knick-knack things at 4 in the morning, God knows what she needed to do at that godly hour, but her prayers definitely pushed all kinds of plans of our sleep out of the window. And after a little while, we would get up irritated. And every time you asked her, Aunt, why do you do this? She says, well, this is my habit. From childhood, my parents have taught us to wake up in the morning and start the day with our prayer. ये तो मेरी habit है. I cannot change now. Okay. Then during the day, every time you wanted to sit down for meals, she would insist you first go wash not only your hands but your face, your feet, and then fold your hands, offer a prayer, and then only start eating. And God forbid if any one of us or our friends decided to eat with the left hand, you would not get a meal, because she felt only the people who were ungodly use their left hand. And every time you asked her about any of her these idiosyncrasies, I would call it, okay, she would say, ये तो मेरी habit है, ये तो मेरी आदत है, ये तो हमेशा से ही मेरी आदत है. And that got me thinking, what is this? Just because you have been in a set way in the past, does it mean that you always have to thrust it on others as well and expect others also to follow this? So, yes, by now I think you would have guessed the topic for today's story is these habits that we all have. So let's start by understanding what is this habit. A habit is something that you do anytime and every time in a particular situation or a particular task, or behave in a set way. And if you want to form a habit, you do something for 21 days consecutively, it becomes your habit. If that habit is with you for a long period of time, maybe many years, it becomes like your nature, it becomes you. So I'm not saying habits are bad, but what I want to highlight today is how many of us, yeah, including me, okay, many of us use our habits as sometimes an excuse, sometimes as a shield to hide behind, sometimes to boast about, sometimes to inspire confidence in the other person that, see, I'm so consistent and predictable. It is that what I would like to talk about and urge you to think, is that the right way? So let's take a couple of examples, okay? Whenever we want to inspire confidence of someone in us, that okay, I am somebody who's dependable, reliable. Why? Because I am consistent. I always do this. So then I say, oh, I'm a person of habits. I always get up at this time. I always do a double check on the doors before we step out. I always do this. So we take so much pride in saying we always do a particular thing. Why? Because we want to convey to the other person, look, I am so consistent. I always do this. Therefore, you will not get any surprises with me. Well, it can win you a girlfriend, it can win you a few friends, sometimes it can impress the interviewer as well. Now that you have that girlfriend, now that you have that friend, and now that you got that job because you communicated correctly that you are dependable and you can be counted on, now you someday want to do something else, okay, and because the other party thinks you are predictable, they will be expecting this kind of behavior from you. At the time, what do? You pull out yet another habit and you hide behind that. You know what? It's because of this habit of mine that I always on Fridays go to my family and spend time with my parents. I'm a person of habits. I don't compromise on my extended family time. So, what have you done? Actually, you want to go to the party with your friends and your colleagues, but you have used a habit to hide behind, to justify and palm off something or get out of a sticky situation. Yeah, so many a times we use our habits as an excuse. We use our habits as shields to hide behind. We use our habits to escape out of tight spots, and at those times is when I would urge you to step back, take a pause, and think, are you doing the right thing? Because in that situation, it's you are coming across as not a dependable person but a slave of habits who is so rigid that depending upon a impromptu dynamic situation, you're not able to change. So, do you want to come across a person who hides behind habit? Do you want to come across as a person who is a slave of habits and therefore resisting any kind of change? Do you want to come across as a person who is so caught up in that framework of habits, is has lost that impromptu impulsiveness to go with the flow? So, I would say sit back today and look at all the habits that you always throw at others and feel so boastful and proud of, and mark against each one of them. Yes or a no. Is this habit helping me to be happy? Is this habit helping me to grow? Is this habit making the people around me happy with me? If the answer is yes, hold on to that habit. And if the answer is no, then my friends, it's time to relook at that habit, because then such a habit is the one that you're using as an excuse to resist change, to slip out of tricky situations, and to avoid doing certain things. So, form good habits. Habits are good because they give you a sense of steadiness, a sense of consistency, a sense of being dependable. However, don't be a slave to habits, because these habits we have picked up and developed. We have not inherited them. Therefore, question those habits that you have been frequently using as excuses. Question those habits that are bringing stress to people around you, and probably it's time to change them. Make habits your slaves. You don't be a slave to the habits. And those habits that are not bringing you abundance and happiness and progress in life, maybe they need to be shed. So don't hold on to them simply because you resist change or simply because you are using them as shields to hide. Take that analysis, do that yes no exercise, and declutter these habits that are pulling you down. Delete and undo those habits that are bringing you stress to you as well as in your relationships. Believe me, in the new year, when you step out with these revised and cleaned up checklist of habits that you're proud of and that give you the power, you will find that there is more happiness, more strength, more abundance in your life, and your personality is stronger, more confident, more positive, and more powerful. So, with that, I come to the end of today's video on habits. Are we their slaves? Are we using them as per the situation and opportunity, or are the habits really giving us the power that they should? So don't become Aunt Gurvinders and spread stress and irritation around you. Spread joy, spread happiness. Keep watching Inspo Vibes with SK. And yeah, don't forget to click on the thumbs up if you liked my video. And click on the bell icon if you haven't subscribed to my channel, and do share with others around you. Let them also be inspired, and keep watching Inspo Vibes with SK. Till we meet again next Wednesday with yet another video. This is SK signing off. You take care. Adios and bye bye.